My gran said to me years ago that an ounce of prevention is far better than a pound of cure. That applies to so many areas of life.
The best piece of advice I've ever received comes in two forms. Firstly, to spend as much time as you can with people who are positive and make you feel good. And secondly, from a work point of view, spend as much time as you can with people you can learn from and who you respect.
Going to school every day, my mum used to call my name and she'd shout, "Julie, what's the one thing I ask of you?" And every single day I'd turn round and look at her and I'd say to her, "Mum, do my best." So for me, that's been the best piece of advice I've ever been given.
I remember once I had a very big decision to make at work and I sought some counsel on how to make that decision, and the person I spoke to said to me, "Jamie, just do the right thing." And I remember questioning that, do the right thing by whom? And this person said to me, don't qualify it, just do the right thing. That's been one of the best pieces of advice I've ever received.
Okay, so the best piece of advice that I've ever received came from my dad and one of my coaches at the time. That piece of advice was that in the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. And I remember thinking it was a great piece of advice, and then a few years later found out and googled that and actually found out it was a quote by Einstein, which I thought was quite hilarious at the same time, but it's one that stuck with me.
Music's quite a big part of my life, and my dad said to me years ago that amateurs practice until they get it right, professionals practice until they can't get it wrong.
The best advice I have ever had is from my rowing coach. When I was struggling with part of my training and I couldn't get my run times any quicker, he said to me, "The best way to run faster is to run faster." And it worked.
I don't know if you'd actually call it advice necessarily, more about a bit of a philosophy, and it comes from my dad. He was a great one for always encouraging us to strive for something more, and in fact he had a saying which was, "The biggest room in the world's a room for improvement," and that sticks with me.
So some of the best advice I had came from a leadership development session, and that really helped me to understand that trying to be too strong and too perfect, they said, was actually a heart attack waiting to happen. It really helped me to understand that it's important to ask for help whenever you need it.
When I became a financial advisor back in 1987, the one piece of advice I always remember was from the owner of the IFA business, who said, "The most important thing when meeting clients is to listen, and listen carefully."
The best advice I ever had was from my under-12s football coach, who told me one day that you should be taking one risk every day, something that makes you feel kind of sick to your stomach. So particularly in the recent parts of my career, I've been trying to kind of live by that and really make sure I do take one risk a day.